Okay, welcome back to a second episode of The Culture with my co-host, Paperboy.
Yeah, it is me, the one and only. That's PAY_BOY. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
Real JDM Prince of the game right now. Real Honda Prince. And when I say that, I mean like for real. Entering this game as a big car enthusiast, I ended up coming across a Type R DC2. Has to be one of the greatest front-wheel drive cars that ever hit track, ever hit the scene. And really, when I say like Honda Prince, I mean it as the car being a prince and the NSX being the king. And I say that because when it comes to the Honda scene, you either want, whether you're a broke Honda enthusiast or a chipped up Honda enthusiast, no matter what, you will want these two cars, the NSX or the DC2 Type R. I don't care who you are, how rich, how broke you is. That's king and prince of the Honda scene, period. And there's no arguing.
Always.
There's no arguing.
Yes, sir.
And like I said, man, entering this game, just really dialing in, paying attention, appreciating everybody's builds. Like I said, my brother Soche, shout out to Soche and Plus One. He has introduced me to this game, and he's been my biggest influence on the game. And I also named this car, this DC2 Type R, a Japanese Porsche. But the only way that it becomes that, it has to have a K-swap and a Mugen Gen 2 wing. And that setup is considered a Japanese Porsche because
that's what it's got.
Yeah.
That's what it's got.
Yeah. Got a lot of power, man. K-Series, they call that a God motor because for a 4-cylinder, it packs so much power. And it holds turbo boost so well.
Yeah.
Especially when you forge internals.
It loves boost.
Oh, for sure. Feed me boost.
Yep.
That's what we're doing this right now. We're going all-wheel drive, boosted. And I got some new parts coming for this car, man. It's really
talking about chipped up.
Yeah. yeah. I mean, don't call me Paperboy for nothing.
No.
I mean,
sir.
I don't brag too much when you see me in traffic. In one of my vehicles, might be the Z31 50th anniversary turbo, might be in the E30 M3, might be in the GTR, might catch me in the P38 Range Rover, and some other shit, man. Just know I'm always in some limited edition for sure.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm talking about, because this definitely is an expensive game, but I'm here to play, and I'm really play hard. Yeah.
So what? Since we're on the topic of the Prince, what made you choose this color and like wheel combination? Oh wow! And you got spoon
everything.
I can see. Love that Mugen and spoon.
Come on, man.
So what influenced you and what influenced you to pick this combination?
So when I talk to you and talk to the people out there, I'm going to be very precise and very specific on what I talk about. The reason why I encountered and I wanted this Phoenix Yellow Type R because my brother Soche already had the Black Pearl Nighthawk, and he just came across the 97 Champ White. So all we needed was this Phoenix Yellow Type R, which was this one.
Yep.
And I ended up grabbing it. I didn't really care for the color. I like to stick out in every game I'm playing. So this was pretty much the only option of those three I had, besides the gray one or that red one.
No, yellow is perfect fit.
Oh, for sure. And like I said, those who don't know me, I have a brand and a store called Dream Team SF and a brand called the Paperboy Collection.
Yep.
Well, I really got a big heart and a beautiful attraction to these vehicles. This is what I love. It's my hobby. It's my therapy. It's very therapeutic when I'm on the highway listening to that motor rev, V-checking, redlining, boosting.
Yep.
It relieves so much pain and things that I've been through.
Yep.
So
takes you out of the stressful day in the world and puts you in your own little world.
Yeah, I know guys got
just relax.
Families, businesses, kids, that just can't break away from things that they need to break away from.
Yeah.
But this is one thing that lets me balance my lifestyle.
You talking about me?
No. if the Recaro seat fits and a harness straps on perfect, go ahead and rock it. Yeah. You mentioned. Oh, excuse me.
It's over.
My bad. You mentioned. You pointed out the Mugen and the spoon.
Yes.
the spoon calipers, the spoon lug nuts, the spoon wheels. So my brother has a 97 Champ Light Type R, the most sought after DC2 that you could, obtain.
Yeah, that's the grail.
It being 500 produced, right?
Yeah.
First of its kind, only come Champ Light.
Yeah.
He has a full-on Mugen build. Mugen wing, Gen 1, Gen 2, Mugen side skirts, real catalog build.
Yeah.
Mugen valve cover, air box, shift knob, cluster.
Yeah. You went for the Mugen everything.
MF10s, MF8s, M7s on standby anytime you want to swap out the sneakers on the ride.
Yep.
Shift knobs, Mugen seats, like full-on catalog Mugen build. So when he did that, I said, man, because we're in this game together, a dynamic duo. He's been helping me build this brand since 2012. So this is a full-on spoon build. So in Japan, they have a lot of the color of spoon is yellow and blue.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, so I just went with that theme. It's a full-on spoon build from everything. The only thing that's not spoon is the Mugen Gen 2 wing, but right now I'm rocking the OEM wing. But I had some guys at my special factory. Don't tell nobody. I can tell y'all this first because it's pretty much already done. I got a carbon Kevlar Gen 2 wing that I got remade just for this car.
Watch out for that.
Yeah, along with a P1 style dry carbon Kevlar front lip to go sleek with things. So those who don't know, I believe Spoon also has like carbon Kevlar, like an elbow for the B series intake, and it's carbon Kevlar. Yeah. So I kind of feel like
intake elbow. Yep.
Yeah, that flows
yellow.
Great with this build.
Yep.
So everything on this car is spoon built from except the motor. I couldn't get in contact with the homie Hector. I was running 3 spoon motors, during race wars. Yeah, so Hector, if you're out there, just give me a buzz. I've been trying to call you, email you, DM'd you a few times. I just didn't get no reply. So K-Series, K24, excuse me, spoon valve cover, just everything. Spoon cluster, the most important part of this vehicle, which is a $10,000 to $12,000 cluster now.
Yep.
Because we're in the golden era of Hondas.
Yep.
I do have the spoon ride seats, but they're on ice right now. Coming to 2026 soon. I'm trying to do a SEMA revealing and a Week Fest a Demolition Man run. That means destroying everything in the Honda scene. We're tearing this down, tearing off the OEM paint, coming brand new. Just full crazy build, man. But a lot of guys come into this game trying to win trophies. Like I said, I have a brand, and this is just a part of my lifestyle, man. These cars, JDM, domestic and European, man, it's just
cars, period.
It's a part of me. It's part of manhood that women are involved in too. It's just a great hobby, man. Expensive, but a very great hobby. That
it's a good hobby. You meet a lot of friends, lifelong friends.
It take us around the world, man.
Yes, sir.
And and those who don't know what a Type R is, it's really designed to be a track car. When they came out with 195 horsepower. 4-liter front wheel drive. It came with a bigger braking system. I want to say it came with a bigger motor from the GSRs, but those both 1.8s.
Yeah.
But it's designed to be a track car. And this is this is. You can call it my daily, but I bring it out when it's time to go to battle. But it's really my track car. I've been to the track about 4 or 5 times with this. Button Whittle, Laguna Seca, Sears Raceway. What's right up here, up in Napa?
That's Infineon. That's Sears Point.
Yeah,
it used to be called Sears Point. Now it's Infineon.
Yeah, been there numerous times, and it's just a great all-around car, man. A lot of power's putting out, but when that turbo comes through, I'm just going for a mild 450, which is already a demon. That's like that's like GT3 power, poor GT3 power.
Yep.
Even GT2 power, man. Like
coupled with the weight of the car.
Yeah, power to weight ratio is crazy.
Yep.
Cause the car only weighs about 2,600.
Yep.
Curve.
Yep.
Great car though, man. Hands down one of my favorite cars in my whole stable.
So I remember you lent me this car once, and I looked and I was like, this handles very well. So I popped the hood and I looked at the suspension. let's talk a little about the suspension.
All right, so
It's not all about horsepower.
It's not,
everybody. It's about balance.
No, for real. And shout out to our crew, Dan Fan.
Yep.
Real good gentleman. Very unique and very hands-on and very craftmatic when it comes to building these cars. Came into the Honda scene, had a bunch of K series, swap EKs, EGs, done them all. He actually did this K swap, but the reason why I bring him up is because he took me on a ride along in this S2000, and he only had just 4 bolt-ons, no force induction, no power boost, nothing, just 220 AP1, AP2 power, right?
Naturally aspirated power. Yep.
And we really killed that track at Laguna Seca, and it felt like we were going so fast, which we were. But he made me realize that braking and suspension were the 2 key components in a track car.
Yep.
Not a quarter-mile car.
Yep.
A track car.
Yep.
Around the weaves, the turns, the candy canes, everything.
Yes.
Turn A, turn B,
yep.
All that shit, man. And he specialized in aftermarket track build cars, and he has a certain R Crew setup, AP Racing brake system, or Alcon braking. JRZs is his suspension of choice, and this one I'm rocking, which is JRZs, and that's like a $6,000 to $8,000 setup on suspension that a lot of big boys use.
Yep.
Along with Porsche,
yep.
Ferrari, and Lamborghini. That's big boy suspension.
Yes, sir.
And this is my second set. Had some on my Laguna Seca E46 M3, which is a beautiful car. We'll get into a different episode. But on this car, just handles well. Love it for track. Semi on a noise scale from 1 to 10, noisy on the street, I say about 7.5. If I had a chance to swap out an ED suspension just to roll on the street, I would go with my favorite suspension, which is Coney Yellow with the ground control top hats. Hug the streets well, and very quiet and a soft suspension. Hands down, rides like stock, but performs like baby JRZs. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. I'm more or less a Öhlins kind of guy.
But also I got the OEM front strut bar, and I got the OEM Japanese only DC2 rear strut bar that only was released in Japan during the DC2 wave. And it handles good. I had the spoons all around, but I wanted to leave the Type R OEM accents of this era, you know, not
a little more purist with
because it handles not better but the same, and I didn't want to, now that we're in the golden era, these OEM pieces mean a lot. You know, just
hard to get.
Oh, for sure. I wonder if that's considered OEM plus.
Yeah, it is OEM plus.
Okay.
It is OEM plus.
Yeah.
But, you know, suspension, anything else you have done to the suspension besides, you know, you have any under chassis braking?
Braking system is considered suspension?
Not really, no.
Okay.
Brake system is a whole nother animal. I mean, you got the, you know, the spoon calipers, so
big boy caliper. Yeah,
so
that's considered a big brake kit.
Yeah. So you got that covered. Yeah. Steel braided brake line kit.
Negative.
That's next on the list.
Does
that's for the SEMA build, right?
Yeah,
that's for the SEMA build.
Does Weaponar specialize in that?
We'll work on that.
Okay.
We'll work on that. We might be making some custom ones. You know, you can probably pop in the shop and just, you know, we can make custom ones for you in the very near future. So that's something that we're exploring right now.
For sure. So you mentioned I got anything underneath the chassis, like under braces. I don't. But let me just drop this real Google fact. The reason why Type Rs are so expensive, to my knowledge, not just the first round of 97s, but I believe from the first gen up until 2000, let me see, 97, 98, stop 99, 2000. So 2000, so the 4 years of production, all Type Rs were hand put together.
Yeah, hand assembled.
And all, if I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong, they all got a race chassis because they were tack welded on the suspension.
Stitch welding is what they call them. Yep.
Correct. And that's what makes the Type R so special as far as the shell.
Yeah.
It's already built for the track.
Yep.
Yeah, for extra.
They made it stiffer.
Yeah.
By doing stitch welding. We used to do that.
If I'm wrong, I might be wrong, but I know I read that and heard that from, you know, more a professional.
Yep.
Heavy Honda enthusiast.
Yep.
But I do my homework too, though.
Yep. But yeah, I mean that really helps out a lot. But sometimes when you're on the track, you know, it's about every little bit helps.
For sure.
So like, you know, under chassis braces help also. You know, and corner balancing your car. So basically your whole car is completely balanced. So when you go into corners, there's not more weight in the front, more weight in the back. It's completely balanced. It's flat, which gives you way better track times. You have way more better handling. So corner balancing, corner weight balancing is the exact words for it. But that's the, you know, when you're really serious about track racing and you're really serious about your autocrossing and stuff like that, is when you corner weight balance your car, you know. And that's also, we're gonna set that up for the SEMA build. For sure. Yep.
Yeah, SEMA got some other shit to expect from me, man. A bunch of one-off pieces, especially a brother coming from the streets, entering this game that I got no business playing, but I'm definitely playing hard for sure. Building a brand, shout out to Plus One, who grandfathered me into the game, Weaponar, for allowing me to be a part of his history, because he's still riding it. And just the game accepted me, man. Ham, Honda Acura Mornings, just the whole game. And I'm such a JDM purist, Honda fan. Check this out real quick. I'm gonna tell him how hardcore I am.
All right.
Because when I came in this game, and we talked about this, our first episode with the RX-7.
Yes.
The FB SA22.
Yes.
So when I came into this game, right, I came in, questioned myself, how am I going to keep this car that I love so much and enter this Honda world, because it's the biggest scene. And what I did is right here. I came in with my 1983 RX-7 with the first ever S2000 swap, full on Honda mods from the Mugen rebarreled M7s. Turn the page right here to all the mods. We see the Weaponar right there, intake right there, the EP2 motor right there. We had some, I think like some the OEM. Let me see. I forgot what headers those were, but everything in this car was Mugen, from the steering wheel, from the steering wheel and whatnot. Yeah, even had the Mugen twin loop on this thing real quick. So
what's important was Super Street.
Yeah, okay. heavy super street, man.
It was Super Street.
But that's how, for real, and how pure I am about this JDM / Honda scene. I'm really in it to win it, and it's just been a great run. I don't want to call myself an OG, but someone call me an OG. But I've been playing this car game for about 20+ years, man. And like I said, I done learned a lot, seen a lot, heard a lot, man, and I'm still learning a lot. Yeah, so me and my brother, we had accomplished this goal of all JDM enthusiasts. We didn't clear the front cover because we was competing against, you know, a 2JZ inside of a Scion FRS. So that really wasn't the goal. The goal was just to put our
stamp on the world. Yep.
Right.
Let them know that we're here.
For sure.
Yep.
And this was a real big accomplishment. Like I said, it's a brother from the streets that got no business playing this game. Real oxymoron. And I'm here dominating, just me and him, and with help from guys like you, and just continue to inspire and create and really make shit happen, man. Super Street. Appreciate y'all, especially you, Patrick. He shot this thing.
But yeah, so I mean, what do you think we should talk about next on this car? Because I mean, we pretty much covered everything except for rubber. I mean, it's got Falcons on there. What else can we talk about on this car? Interior's pretty much, I mean, you talked about your interior a little bit. Exhaust, headers, you know, all that stuff. I mean,
so the headers is our crew headers.
Yep.
Along with a bunch of our crew other specs. The exhaust is a 2.5-inch piping from headers on to the muffler. Mm-hmm. With the muffler, I kept OEM. This is a B18 C5 1.8 liter muffler that I kept. I am losing a lot of back pressure. I'm losing a lot of power due to that. But like I said, this car is really, really fast already. So I don't mind. I'm not a speed freak, but I like that OEM look and I like the OEM sound. I'm not too loud, but when it's time to battle, that motherfucker open up like a can of whoop ass, man. No cap. Interior, like I said, I got the Bride Time Spoon seats on ice, but right now I'm just OEM everything in there except the cluster, shift knob, steering wheel. That's it. Like I said, we're in the golden era of things where OEM pieces are like gold.
Yeah.
And just having a OEM spec like car is already the new eye candy. That's the new wow factor, man.
Yeah.
How OEM is your shit.
Yeah.
But with slight mods and
that's why they call it golden era.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And that's the lane I'm walking in. Just being appreciative of factory settings, man. And as we grow older, we start to distance ourselves from like the high school speed factor lifestyle and just enjoy OEM plus, man.
Yeah.
Like I see the Porsche 997, nothing's done to that, just straight wheels and exhaust, and I think that's all you really need, man. Same thing with the Turbo Z31, man. Just exhaust, wheels later on. Other than that, I'm gonna just enjoy this factory build, man. It's the best coming from me. I done spent well over 100,000 in miles on all cars, and I have to say, the less money you spend on modding a car, the less of a headache you will apply to yourself, man.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people also spend a lot of money on making their car go back to OEM as much as possible, back to that era, back to that time. It's like bringing yourself back in a time machine.
Right.
Bringing you back all the way back to, like, you know, some people go to the extent of getting the same spec tire.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So they go that far, you know. So you can spend more money doing this than just modifying the crap out of your car. Cutting up and modifying the crap out of your car, yeah. But like purists, you know, as you get older, you become purist.
Right.
But purists start to appreciate the cars. It's a different type of, you know, enthusiast. I think it's as you get older, you start to appreciate the car more, and you start to appreciate what it is and what went into it to develop this car. So you want to, you know, hold on to that and just accentuate that instead of like super wide fender flares and this and that. But like, you know, a lot of people spend a lot of money just to make the car back to OEM spec.
Right.
You know, bring it back.
Also, it's a real like golden goose egg, meaning it's worth a lot of money when it's at a OEM low mile stage, man.
Unmolested.
I done seen EM1 Electron Blue go for 50,000.
Yeah.
I done seen a CRX go for about 70,000, I believe.
Yeah.
S2000 with 220 miles on it went for $250,000.
Yeah.
I think it breached 300 if I'm not mistaken.
Time capsule cars.
Oh shit, you know what? The fucking NSXR just sold for $1 million plus about a month ago. Already a rare, you know, in itself, but just to hear a Honda being sold for $1 million is just, it's over crazy. The top.
Yeah,
you know, it's disrespect to the H power, but you know, when I say you guys, I don't mean this in a bad way because I am part of the H gang now, but you guys, meaning as in you first generation Honda enthusiasts, you guys were slandered so bad about you guys had to work so hard and, you know, do so much to hang with the V8s and the Euros, and now it's like, when I say this, I'm in it by grandfather. We as Honda enthusiasts now, people, you know, think twice about a gutted out EG, a gutted out EK, D2, DA.
Especially if you got a laptop in your passenger seat, you better be scared.
It's on. These little cars pump about 290, 300 horsepower. All motor is a demon.
Yeah.
It's a demon, man. I'm a witness of it. You know, I'm an owner of it. You know, I raced a CTS, not a V, but a CTS. No, excuse me. It was a CTS V because it was a LS up in it. We were on the highway, and he was tugging from me, but he wasn't pulling from me. But the point is I'm making is this car with 500 horsepower is not dusting me at a complete OEM swap. with just headers and a 2.5 exhaust, man. So I just said if I have my 3-inch exhaust or I have my built motor in here, which is a 300 horsepower K20 with a Type R head, I would have not dog walked him, but I would have bruised his eye, broke his arm, fractured his pelvis. I would have had that swap up in here. But turbo all-wheel drive, different ball game.
Oh yeah.
Dog walking him to the park.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Roll over CTS.
All day long. All day long. Hellcats be scared.
Yeah. I mean, those people that jump behind those wheels, I mean, the cars are fast, but they don't understand the power to weight ratio. You know, it plays a heavy factor in this game. You know, and a lot of those guys don't know how to drive. That's why they just be crashing shit too, man. But those out there, I don't encourage you guys to be street racing. But if you do and decide to do on your own free time, just drive safe. All right, man.
Yes, sir. So next episode, we're actually gonna start bringing in people, and we're gonna start talking to them about their builds. And
a couple new guests.
We're gonna have a couple new guests, and we're gonna be talking about their builds and featuring their builds also. So until next time, it's Paperboy and Leo, and we'll see you next time. All right?
And also like and subscribe. Make sure to follow both of our channels and drop a comment on what you want to hear us talk about more.
Most definitely.
What car you want us to bring in, because I got a nice handful of cars. He does too, and we got a nice group a friend group that got a bunch of cars, man. So just don't be afraid to ask, because we're here for y'all. The community, you know. In a few more weeks, we're gonna be somewhere in where we going? Right there, Macau. We're gonna be in Macau doing some big things. We just talked to the people in Thailand, trying to throw a car show with them out there. And again, we'll be in Japan for
Tokyo Auto Salon.
There we go. So I hope to see all y'all there, man.
We're gonna film the whole thing. We're gonna go to special places and bring you guys with us.
And we're gonna try to hit Japan to where all the real JDM shops is at, man. We're gonna see a lot of abandoned gyms out there, a lot of true Type R's, a lot of true JDM modified cars, to see how their style is compared to ours, man. So until then, see you soon. Peace the fuck out.